In this video I'm gonna shoot some minimalistic landscapes. And when I talk about minimalistic, I'm talking about minimalistic camera gear, which I'll talk about more in a moment. And when I talk about landscapes, I'm talking about my snapshots when I'm walking around in nature. I'm not really a landscape photographer at all. I'd much rather make some street photos in some urban areas. However, during these pandemic times, I feel much more comfortable here in nature than I would feel in some crowded urban scene. And that's why I'm here this morning making these minimalistic landscapes while I'm walking around this recreational area, which is only about 15 minutes drive from where I live. And my minimalistic camera today is the Lumix GX880 with the basic 12 to 32 millimeter zoom lens, the kit lens that comes with this camera. And this camera has become one of my favorite or the favorite camera for me whenever I want to travel light and I don't want to carry too much stuff with me. You can probably hear some occasional noise or banging in the background, and the reason is the port of Helsinki, which is there right across the water, not too far away, maybe, I don't know, 500 meters or so. So that's the reason. Even though it looks like I'm in the middle of nature, there is the port of Helsinki very close. Indeed, this is not the camera you would first think about when you think about a landscape camera, because the standard landscape camera would be some high megapixel big sensor camera. But when I'm walking around here, I don't want to carry anything big with me, and this is just these pictures are just for me as a memory of this walk around this short trail. I have lived by the sea all of my life, and I don't think I'd like to live anywhere far from a big water. The peak of the fall colors is over, but there is still some orange and yellow left to be photographed. It's so pretty here, I feel like I should be snapping away all the time. But the truth is that most of the time when you see something that looks nice or pretty or beautiful, it doesn't necessarily make a beautiful picture. But the scene back there, it looks so nice that I'm pretty sure I can make a nice picture of it too. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take a little bit lower angle, and the water reflection is really nice in the foreground, and some yellow leaves still visible in the trees. And okay, I'm gonna zoom out and try wide angle also, like so. And one more little bit. Okay, I think that came out pretty decent at least. I usually like to take the 14mm f2.5 prime lens with me because I'm a prime lens guy. But today I took the 12 to 32mm zoom just to have some flexibility with my focal lengths. I don't know, maybe next time I'll take my big camera and a telephoto lens, because I saw some swans and some other birds here, but I can't reach them with a 32mm lens. But next time maybe I'll bring a bigger camera and a bigger lens as well, just to capture some wildlife instead of some landscapes. This forest part of the trail is nice to look at, but there are not many picture possibilities or picture moments here. But behind me there is a tree there, and the sun is hitting it really nice, so I'm gonna try to get a picture of that. There it is. Let me see if I can get a picture. looks really nice, but it's not always so easy to capture the nice moment. Okay, at least I tried. And here is the tree picture that I just captured and some other photos that I managed to capture this morning on this short walk. And after the pictures, I'll tell you a bit about my minimalistic approach to exposure settings with this Lumix GX880 camera. My minimalistic approach to those exposure settings is just to use the P mode and auto ISO. The reasons are that the P mode works really well and the auto ISO also works well, but sometimes I have to override the auto setting because it goes too high to my taste in some situations, but not very often. And another reason to use P mode with this camera is that the controls are kind of small and not suitable for manual exposure, and especially today when I'm wearing my gloves, now it's maybe 4 degrees, so it's kind of chilly. So the controls on this camera are, to be honest, too small to be used with gloves. So the P mode is good because it doesn't require much more than occasional exposure compensation, and that's it. So that's it this time, some minimalistic landscape snap shooting. Now it's time to head home for a hot cup of coffee, and I thank you again once more for joining in, and I'll see you again in the next one.